Are you ready to join me as I recap our vinyl road trip to Michigan and share with you some awesome records I found at the Ann Arbor Record Show, as well as stores in Iowa and Michigan? If so, keep on watching. Greetings, fellow music geeks. It's Hannah the Omaha Introvert once again. I have been away from YouTube for a few weeks due to the road trip we recently took up north to Michigan. It's a state that Chris and I have never visited before. I looked up record shows up that way, and sure enough, there was one in Ann Arbor, which caught my attention because it's actually called the Monster CD and Record Show. So we had to go. Check out this footage.
Some chicks are kind of impressive, making her big stage.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, movies, high fidelity.
Yeah.
Fine art of making a mixtape, you know?
Right. That's cool.
I mean, living with another chick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, she was telling me.
Mixtape for someone? Oh, no, she knew right away something was up.
Oh, yeah, that was just
Yeah.
So what do you think of those shots? I mean, records that are grails that I can't even afford, but are very drool worthy. Now, if you follow my channel for months or years, you know that record shows are my jam. It's my preferred method of buying used records. I just so happened to find a few grails at this show. These are in no particular order, the records I'm showing you. The grails are reserved at the end of my record show recap, and then I'm going to show you what I found at a few stores we stopped at. Let's just feature a punk album I found to start, because we're coming off the heels of my best punk albums video. I've gotten a lot of amazing recommendations from that video from you guys in the comments below, so I just thank you so much for steering me in the right direction you know, for further enlightenment with punk. So this is the Subhumans with Worlds Apart, and this is my first Subhumans record, by the way. New fan, already want more. The guitar tone on this record is killer. So is the musicianship, sprawling bass lines. They're a British group, British Disease, Straight Line Thinking, Businessmen, just all of it. I was wowed. Yeah, I'm getting on the bus with more punk bands, people. Give me time. I recommend this. Now, I'm after their earlier stuff too. It's all gonna be hard to find, by the way. All gonna be hard to find. Here's the label. That's on one side. The other side, it's a little bit different. So it says made in France, and I did pay $30 for this one. I kind of get the feeling that 80s punk might be hard to find as far as originals go, so that was awesome. Okay, the next one. We got Talk Talk. We're switching gears in a big way, right? This is The Color of Spring, first album in the collection for me. This recording sounds phenomenal on vinyl. This is what is considered a transitional album for them. It's different from their earlier synth and new wave material. Ambitious and beautiful record, complex arrangements. There's like an ethereal quality to this record. This is a US specialty pressing. Near mint condition, excellent find. I paid $20 for it, you guys. All right, next up, we got Romeo Void. I believe this is their first EP released in 1981. I've talked about Romeo Void before. You know, I'm in a huge post-punk phase, or have been in the past year or two, so expect me to do like a best post-punk video, like the best albums in the post-punk subgenre, because I'm kind of like on a kick with that right now. So I will be featuring plenty of post-punk in another video, but I'm hooked on this band, Romeo Void. So I really like the singer Deborah Ayel, and I mentioned her before, but this is one of the more daring new wave post-punk groups out there. There's tasty saxophone on this as well that works with the vibe. Check out the song Never Say Never, but it's an excellent EP. So I don't think I showed the label. I'm trying to go quickly. It's on Columbia right there. All right, next, The Move with Shazam. Check this out. This is their second LP. I'm not super familiar with The Move. I just know that Jeff Lynne of ELO and Roy Wood remembers, right? I have the 3LP comp with The Moving Truck, so that's the only other piece I own by The Move. Anyway, this is a bit of a forgotten gem from the 60s. Kind of a schizo album. It's all over the place and contains covers and originals. It's psych rock, power pop, prog, folk, proto-metal, a little bit of everything. Seems to be a huge influence of Cheap Trick. The song Hello Susie, I mean, come on. That definitely had to have influenced Cheap Trick. So here's the back. I also think maybe Jellyfish may have been influenced by The Move. What do you guys think? Anyway, yeah, A&M, love this record. Check this out. I found a Reckless Eric piece. I been looking for him for a while. This is an artist from England. Production is not the best here. I know he worked with Nick Lowe maybe a little bit later, but I just love the cover photo of that. There's the back. This is a 10-inch. I'll show the vinyl. This is on Stiff Records, and it's on this brown colored vinyl. Yeah, this is an interesting listen. He kind of has a punk edge, but it's got plenty of pop on it, maybe touches of pub rock. Really catchy songs and some sax and organ thrown in. It's a bit reckless, like the name. The jacket is kind of effed, but we don't play the covers, my dears. So that was an excellent find for me. Reckless Eric. Next up, we got Throwing Muses from 1989 with Hunk Papa. Yeah, I paid $30 for this one. It's on Sire. So Christian Hirsch, this is her band. Tanya Donnelly, she was also in the group. I'll show the back cover. This is the first Throwing Muses for my collection, at least on vinyl. What I have on CD are The Real Ramona and University, and I would love for those to be reissued. I kind of had a discussion with some people on Instagram about that, but yeah, this is kind of a quirky album, lots of jangle, yeah, college rock, has some bouncy rhythms. Angel is a lovely song. I love that song. But yeah, I'm just stoked to have something of theirs on vinyl now. So, Throwing Muses, great band of that alternative scene of the late 80s, early 90s. This was a pretty stellar find for me. I finally found something of Grace Jones. You notice her vinyl is hard to find. I never see her records. And I've definitely never seen this one on vinyl. This is Warm Leatherette. This is known as one of her best albums, actually. It's on this Island label, that Blue Island label. I believe it's her fourth album. This is a US press. Amazing and intriguing covers album. Many styles feature reggae, new wave, soul, funk, rock. That's a badass cover too, right? So what's not included on here is her cover of Joy Division's She's Lost Control, as a side note. Yeah, just tons of great covers on here. Actually, Chrissy Hynde of The Pretenders was impressed with Grace's cover of Private Life. Yeah, Grace Jones, nice to get that in the collection. That was $15, really cool. Okay, so this is the second edition to my collection of something from this band. This is The Cult. This is their album Sonic Temple. Yeah, check that out. British band that actually started out as more goth and then incorporated psych and metal into their music. Sure, they're a bit cheesy, but they're irresistible, am I right? I love Edie, that song Edie. The first side is absolutely terrific, but it's a very strong album overall. If you dig 80s hard rock and you haven't gotten to this one, check it out for sure. The Cult Sonic Temple. So this is an exciting find for me as well, and this is the third album of hers I now have in my collection. Such a captivating poet and artist. This is a very brave, straightforward, and greedy record, but would you expect anything different from Miss Patti Smith? There's a couple of controversial tracks on this. I'm just going to leave it at that. But Because the Night, I'm sure you've heard that. She co-wrote it with the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Exceptional record. Easter, I think it's her third record. But it came with this neat insert. It's like a 4-page insert. I'll go ahead and... Yeah, so it's got some photos and lyrics on Arista, and I don't remember if I got a deal on this. I may have. It's listed as $20, but I think I got a deal on it. So some more Patti Smith in the collection. Nothing wrong with that. We have David Sylvian. This is his second album, I believe. A little disappointed at how this one plays. This album is called Gone to Earth, by the way. So David Sylvian, he was in Japan. Love Japan so much. In fact, I think I have pretty much all of their studio albums right now. Anyway, quite a bit of crackle on this copy. So the second disc of this album, it's more like ambient. It's the ambient piece to the record. Robert Fripp adds his guitar magic to this. Pretty otherworldly and atmospheric album. One of David Sylvian's best solo albums too. I highly recommend this. Yeah, thrilled to have that. I'm going kind of fast, you guys, because I just have so much to show. All right, another Sparks album in the collection. This is Sparks' Big Beat from 1976, and I've really just been doing well adding more Sparks in my collection the last year, thanks to friends and just finding them along the way. This is catchy pop with a heavier guitar sound. Maybe some more dumbed down lyrics, but I really enjoyed this one. It's even like proto-punk, I would say. Here's the label. Sure, some of their albums are better than this, but I didn't think this was bad at all. In fact, I quite enjoyed it. There's a few in here that I have not listened to, admittedly. So this is one of them. This is Live at CBGB's. Yep, just haven't gotten around to spinning it yet, but it's a 2 LP set. And the cover's in pretty poor shape. Just got it for 10 bucks. Like, it's split and everything. Right here. Here's the inner. Tough Darts, Mink DeVille, The Shirts, Laughing Dogs, Manster, Stewart's Hammer, The Miamis, and Sun. So, like, there's a few bands I'm not even totally familiar with. So I'm kind of excited to check that out. I like Mink DeVille in particular. So, yeah, if you guys own this or like it, let me know what you think. I was quite curious about it. Okay, so In Excess. I should have gotten this one right when I started seriously collecting records 4 or 5 years ago. I've seen copies of this for $40, like just on the trip. This is one of the best LPs of the 80s, hands down, right? I'm not going to spend time talking about it, but there's the gatefold. Because this is reserved. You'll be seeing this again in a future video. So I just wanted to show it really quick. Okay, are you ready for the 2 grails? Thought so. First is OG UK press of the Clash's debut. So now we have the US reissue and an OG UK press. And yep, I did pay up for this one. But you have to have both. You have to have both versions because several songs were omitted from the US version. So here's the label. Check that out, CBS. I don't know if the track listing is going to come through. It might with my lighting. But there you go. So several tracks that are missing from the US edition that I have are on this UK original. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, that was one of my top 10 punk albums. Okay, so finally, my gem find of the show. This is a 1978 Los Angeles pressing. This album was originally released in 1977. This is Radio Birdman with their album Radios Appear. Check out the promo sticker on there as well. And this is on Sire. My God, right? How cool is this? Radio Birdman. This is like a cult classic punk album. Criminally underrated. I had only owned this comp previous to this, the CD comp. It's called The Essential Radio Birdman 1974 to 1978. I showed it in a video a long time ago, maybe a year or so ago. But this is a very solid comp. If you're looking for a place to start, this is a pretty decent place to start. But I think this is kind of pricey. And Sub Pop put this out, actually. So now I have the very necessary album Radios Appear. So what's interesting is that Dennis Tech, the singer slash songwriter guitarist, is actually from Ann Arbor. So I found Radio Birdman in Ann Arbor. Also, the drummer kicks ass on this album. Really influenced by Stooges and MC5. So this is killer stuff. That was one I absolutely did not hesitate on. I did pay $60 for this record. So I'm trying to be transparent with you guys. A lot of people want to know, like, oh, how much do you pay for that record or that record? We're going to say it here. So those were the finds from the record show. First, we went to Ragged Records in Rock Island, Illinois. There's also one in Davenport, Iowa. We actually stayed in Davenport. So, yeah, let's grab these real quick. Oh, this fourth one too. So the Quad Cities was kind of our first stop. Anyway, very neat store. Dug the selection. Chris found a Rolling Stones Some Girls German pressing, I believe, with the Lucy face, which is kind of hard to find. So, okay, the first one I grabbed is Psychedelic Furs, Midnight to Midnight. I know. This one's not necessarily one of their must-haves, but they're an 80s band I love. Plus, the price was nice at $8, and I don't run into this one often, if ever. This has corniness and over-the-top production, but we still love Richard Butler, right? Next, I found a Birds comp. This is the Birds collection. I'm a Birds freak, and I did a Birds ranking video a few years back. I'll try to link it up above if you're curious in checking that out. But this is a UK 2LP comp, and I had never seen this before, so you know, had to have it. This is I'll show you the back. It's also a gatefold. It's pretty neat, little write-up on there. And here's the track listing. So the track listing is not in chronological order at all, but that doesn't really bug me. I mean, they really chose choice songs for this comp. So yeah, I've already covered how monumental they are to Jangle Pop. Top 10 band for me. Huge fan always. Just love the Birds so much. So that was a nice find. That was a nice grab. And then one I haven't spun all the way through yet, but I didn't want to wait any longer on picking this one up. So this is Dexy's Midnight Runners with 2 Rye, and of course has the cool sticker, Come On Eileen, and Jackie Wilson Said. So I've got some more listening to do on this. It's on Mercury, near mint, $8. I thought that was a great price. So several of these albums I see for dollars more, sometimes even more than that. So I thought I got some pretty good deals. Lastly, I found this reissue from Numero Group. This is Karate in Place of Real Insight. This was originally released in 1997, so this is a 2021 reissue right there. I also have their first album on CD, which I love. So they're kind of like part of that slowcore, post-hardcore group of bands. They're from Massachusetts. Some interesting formulations to their songs, and I really dig this. In Ann Arbor, we also stopped at Underground Sounds and Encore Records. Underground Sounds did not impress me at all. It was mostly new records. Encore, I found 2 12-inch records, but they're reserved for a future video. Yeah, there's this killer store in Lansing called Flat, Black, and Circular. Oh man, this is one of the best stores I think I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of stores. Easily one of the best. So I didn't film a video because it was a bit busy, but I loved how the store was organized, you guys. They even had sections for punk, post-punk, and shoegaze. I fell hard. So I found a few things. I found the latest record from the Julie Ruin, and this is called Hit Reset. This is her, okay, let me explain who the Julie Ruin are. So it's basically Kathleen Hanna. So she's like a Riot Girl icon, right? She was in Bikini Kill and Le Tigre. And got this for a great price. This is from 2016. So it's one of her solo projects. This is actually a really awesome listen. So it's not boring at all. B-52-esque at times, lots of highlights. Check out the song Planet U. That's awesome. Yeah. Then I got a release by a band called Doll by Doll. Honestly, this was a blind buy for me. I remember someone bringing them up in one of my past videos in the comments. This isn't really my thing. It was a $2 grab though. It's rather polished and soft rock in passages. Great guitar work though. It might be, their earlier stuff might be post-punk. I don't know. I don't think this is staying in my collection, you guys. So I'll check out their earlier stuff. I'll give it a sample and see if it's more my thing. Found this really cool reissue of Cockspera. Now, I know some people here in the States will say Cocksparer, but I watched an interview with the dudes. Well, it was this chick who was interviewing them from a few years ago, or maybe last year, and one of the members of the band said Spera. So I'm trying to say it the same way. So Cockspera. So this is their album called Shock Troops. There was lots of mentions for this album. in my punk video, and just mentions of this band in general. So they're from London. There's up-tempo catchy tunes on this. Worthy of many plays, this one. Yeah, they were like an important oi band of that time. So this is on like kind of a camo greenish black vinyl. It's a 2010 reissue. Really cool to find that there. Another killer find. I'm not sure how you say their name. I think it's Moev, hopefully. This is a very important synth electronic new wave record from 1981. They were from Canada. Yeah, this is their first record. It should not be overlooked. Let's see the label. It's on Go Records. So this is called Zimmerkampf. An interesting back cover as well. So yeah, check that out. If I would say they definitely contributed to that new wave synth electronic genre early on here. So check out that Canadian band. A couple of CDs I picked out. Check this out. I found Skids, Scared to Dance. I now have a copy in my collection, you guys. Lots of mentions for this in my punk video as well. I had heard a few tracks before. This is the 1990 UK edition, by the way, with some bonus tracks. Originally released in 1979. Awesome guitars on this, very unique. So the sticker on the front says pre-Big Country, and that's because Stuart Adamson is in this band, so this is his band before Big Country. Such an excellent listen. There's a new 2LP vinyl reissue out. I'm hoping to order it through my local shop. We'll see. All right, lastly, Susie and the Banshees, I picked up Twice Upon a Time, the single. So I have Once Upon a Time on vinyl. And here's the CD edition with all those tracks. I love the covers that are on here. I'm sure you've heard their cover of Dear Prudence. They cover This Wheel's on Fire, The Passenger, and I really like the live track on here. It's called The Last Beat of My Heart. It says recorded in 1991 at Lollapalooza, Seattle. So yeah, nice to grab that. I would say that the Once Upon a Time and Twice Upon a Time are very essential from Susie and the Banshees. They're one of my favorite bands. So yeah, those were the CD pickups. And basically that's it. I'm really happy with my finds on this trip to Michigan. We didn't do too much sightseeing, but we were able to take a run a few days along the Huron River and also see some of Lake Michigan. The furthest east we did go was Ann Arbor, and other stops were Lansing and Holland, further west, that area. Let me know what albums you guys enjoyed seeing here. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon with another video. Yeah, it'll be either a list video or maybe I'll do another finds video because I'm behind.